Good morning. Welcome to Podcast from the Pit. I'm Casey.
I'm Eric.
I'm James.
Good afternoon. Good evening. I'm Ronnie from Australia. So
Good night.
good night.
Doing the Truman Show.
And, just once again, Ronnie, I cannot thank you enough for the
Yep.
finishing touches on that intro. It's pretty sharp.
Mate,
Tighter than bar-
it was all you. I just polished it a little bit. It was all you, man. You sent me the bones, and I just put a little bit of meat on it.
It was a group effort, but I love it.
Tighter than bark on a tree.
Oh, man, this is a rough morning. I know she's not going to watch because she's only one, but I want to wish my granddaughter, Silver, a very happy first birthday today.
Oh,
Happy birthday.
And
happy birthday.
she is the best. I always tell her, I love you more than G.I. Joe.
And her answer one day will be like, what about Motu?
Well, I can see it in her eyes now, and I'm like, look, more Motu as well. So she is the best. She's the best thing in this last year. I love spending time with her. It's been like the biggest blessing. So hopefully I'll get to see her this weekend.
I saw your cover photo update on Facebook this week, Casey, and that was very cute. So yeah, done good. Done real good.
She got so much personality, and I've already buying her toys, so hopefully I can make her a little nerd like me. But we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
I just want to start off, and we'll see who's in the chat. Then we'll roll into maybe show and tell. I don't know. I got a couple things.
I got a couple of things too.
We're going to start off. Our friend Wreck Ship 85.
Hey, Rick Ship.
Ahoy. I love that.
There he is. Hello, John.
Adam Bomb Customs. Good morning.
Oh yeah.
Yorktown Joe. Good morning. Good to see you.
What's up, my friend?
Hello,
Top of the
Yorktown Joe.
morning.
Always
Bob.
good to see Beta Ray Bob.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, Bob, we're gonna have to have Bob on soon. We've never had
Yes.
Bob on,
Oh yeah.
and we need to do that.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll talk some dime novel legends
Yes.
Mhm.
since he pushed me in that direction. It's appreciated though. I love it. It's great.
Yeah,
figure.
I only got one of those. Might have to fix that this year.
Lila, ahoy from Podcast from Eternia. Joe Hunter 73. Good morning, Wes.
Hey, Wes.
Hello,
Wes.
Wes.
Off course. Always good to see you.
Mhm.
Zazel. Got to get Zazel on too.
Hey.
We've got to make some of these happen. I see so many people in the chat every week, and I'm just like, you know what? Gotta have them on. And GI Jokers. Good morning.
Hello. Steve.
From
And
Partisan.
Foot 1212. He's going to do a video recording with me on Tuesday coming up. It's going to be a lot of fun.
That'll be a
Oh, yeah.
blast.
He's a
Yeah,
cool dude. I'll
he
watch that
is.
one.
Very great.
Yeah.
And look who it is. Adam.
Adam.
Good morning, Adam.
Got a question for you, buddy. You know where you can get some really cool G.I. Joe stuff and other even though it's not the Lord scale, 112 figures. Joe Fest, buddy. You got to be there. You got to grab Ronnie. You all jump the pond.
All right. Let me just mark that one off my bingo card for tonight.
You could probably even get a custom skid marker.
Oh, but there goes another one. That's two. There's Larry. Larry's got to be around. He's got to be lurking somewhere.
Larry's working, so.
Okay. Fair enough.
And good morning,
Larry.
Gaz.
Hello,
Always good to
Gaz.
see Gaz.
Morning.
Morning, guys. We miss you, Papa Bear, if you're listening.
And look at that. Well, we will definitely set that up. That'd be fun.
Indeed.
That'd be the bomb.
And it's always such a great chat, man. You guys make my Saturdays great. Just want you to know that.
Yep.
Makes the 50 hours I just worked worth it.
Happy to be a service, mate.
The paycheck is worth it, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
can't buy toys without it.
Nope.
Hmm.
It's an well, I can't pronounce the big word, so I'll not even try. Integral part of it, maybe.
That's
That's a word.
Good work.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Oh, my head
Show
hurts
us
now.
up.
And good morning, Peter Malone. I love that avatar. That's so cool. The worm's awesome.
Yeah. I got to get me a worms.
And Wes says, hit that like button. That'd be great. Also, if you guys could, if you're not currently subscribed, please subscribe.
And
Yes.
if I see anybody with podcast from the pit shirts on out in the wild, you will get one crisp high five.
Nice. Good morning,
Definitely
Steve.
getting the shirt.
Crash.
All right, so who wants to start the show and tell? Or do you want me to
Casey,
do it? I'll do it.
go
I'll get
ahead.
the Motu out of the way first.
Yep.
But I got something that's not Motu.
Oh,
What?
My wife made me go to Target last night to get dog treats. And I don't go anywhere without buying a toy. Green Arrow. I love Green Arrow. I don't buy McFarlane, but I couldn't pass them up. Because Green Arrow is my favorite DC character. Actually, probably my favorite superhero all time. So
cool.
I got that.
He's Green Arrow's Timu Batman.
And I got
Let me
from
reach for the Motu.
Frosta.
Oh,
I got
nice.
a pretty good deal on her from Amazon. I had to have her because I got the cartoon collection Frosta for last week. But my favorite thing I got this week, and I can't wait till after stream, I'm going to open them, it's my Hurricane Hordak. I love the
Sweet.
Horde. Out of all the Motu stuff, I think the Horde's my favorite.
That's cool.
Right. So how many weeks straight have you purchased Motu gear, Casey?
I don't know. I don't purchase it all. It just comes in. I pre-order stuff and it just come in when they come in.
It seems like you have something every week. That's nuts, man.
I've got a problem, Ronnie.
Yeah.
Last time I checked, it's not intervention. All right.
Yeah.
This is a toy podcast.
And you're making that problem my problem, but we'll get to that.
So is that a comic or TV Green Arrow?
It is his son Connor from the comics.
Okay.
I really like that run of Green Arrow too.
Yeah. That's whenever he's running with Kyle, isn't it?
Yeah, but I don't hold it against him.
Kyle's like the second best Green Lantern ever, other than Alan Scott or OG Alan Scott.
Yeah, I 100% agree, Zazel. The Hordak and the Horde are always awesome. Oh, but you like Skeletorians minis? Yeah, me too. That's the thing. I'm more of a bad guy, toy wise. Hopefully, I'm a good guy in person, but when it comes to GI Joe, I'm a Cobra guy, Iron Grenadier. Same thing with Masters Universe. I like the evil Horde. Lilith, no green skid mark. Or maybe I haven't opened them. We'll see. And Wes, this might be a dumb question, but Casey, you own more Motu than Joe. Nope, I do not.
Oh,
You just can't see my Joes. They're all over there. And they're all 3 3/4. So I got a ton of them.
I recount. I want to recount.
No, I'm serious. I've got a ton of Joe over there.
All right. No
Like
worries.
5 shelves worth.
I believe you.
Crash said he's definitely a dreadnought. Nice.
Yeah, I seen a picture of Crash as a dreadnought yesterday. That was pretty cool.
I like
One
the.
joint.
Sorry, but did you see where he's making the Delta 17 like
Yeah,
pictures?
movie. Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Delta 17. I like the retrograd.
Yeah. I like.
Eric, you got anything?
Well, here's my figure to get me through the show today. Kestrel. Love this figure. If
Cool.
you don't have any Delta 17 stuff, go to Delta 17 or contact Joe Recondo, and they will hook you up.
I've got to pick up some Delta 17. I'm late to the dance, fellas, on that one.
Man,
Well, they're
open
going
them
to
up.
have 2 booths at Joe Fest, so.
Oh yeah.
Opening them up is like opening up OG Joes. Like the vintage Joes. I mean, they're great.
Yeah.
Well,
So cool.
And then
oh, look at that, nice.
like some people say Kestrel could be like Flint and Lady J's daughter. So
Well, I picked up these guys. I forget
okay.
the name of heavy. What's the name of
heavy,
the company? Again?
heavy armor.
Heavy Armor.
Toys.
I keep forgetting. So I got these. I wanted to give them a try. And I figured this would make a good wetsuit to pair up with a leather neck. And then I grabbed a couple of vintage Joes. I think Vintage Toy Plug and Kingpin Toys. And the AVAC is tight.
You got an
man. It's
AVAC?
nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
that's a grail, man.
Still, and man, that
Yeah.
thing was probably, I think I gave 60 for it, and it's about 100, 120 on eBay when I look at them. So
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
the
Done well.
ones are now. I will tell you, fellas, and I blame you guys. I watched the episode with Angelo and Michael Hinchman,
Yeah.
and I love the 12-inch. I was kind of too late to the game when they came out, and so after watching that episode, I went and purchased me about 4 of the Adventure Team, the reissuance. Yeah, I thought they'd be here today, but they won't be here till this evening. So I'm excited. It's your fault too. Just want to let you know. But
Yeah, I haven't pulled that trigger myself yet, but
Yeah.
I think if I do,
What?
it will be a venture team.
Yeah.
yeah, I've got a few 12-inch Joes, maybe 20 or more, but yeah, I'm looking for something else to spend my money on. Yeah.
Crash says that he will be working the Delta 17 booth again, so swing by and see him. He will hook you
Oh
up.
yeah.
And I think I might check out Paul Tuckett at Joe Fest. They have they refurbish the 12-inch Joes and sell them.
Yeah.
So I might try to pick up an Adventure Team figure off of him.
Cool.
And Rachel wants to know how the toy quality is on those heavy armor toys.
I personally thought they were great. They're a lot more solid than the Black Major. Black Major, I love his paint apps and his figures are great, but they seem to be loose. You know what I mean, and kind of more flimsy feel to them. That's not a negative statement at all toward what he does. I love his stuff, but these are tight, man. At least the 2 figures I have are real tight. Joints are tight. They feel solid. I'm highly pleased with them.
It's awesome.
Cool.
And it looks like Adam's having trouble streaming us. I'm sorry. I guess YouTube doesn't like podcasts from the pit.
Oh.
Huh.
That's not good.
Well, Adam, that just means you need to come to Joe Fest and meet us. You and Ronnie. You can fly into Yeager Airport. I'll fetch you down. Even though you'll probably have a layover in Georgia.
So me.
Wes
Yep.
says that your review is spot on, James, because he's got those too. Yes, Ronnie.
Want to hear from me? I've had a big week.
I do want to hear from you.
First of all, I got a T-shirt.
Nice. I love it.
Nice.
Anyone want a body massage? That was one where I opened AliExpress on my phone and it had a snap sale, and I think I got that shirt for like $2 Australian.
Oh, that's awesome!
Yeah,
Wow.
ridiculous. Yeah. A couple other things. Adam hooked me up with a Liu Kang Mortal Kombat figure. Yeah,
that's
so
cool.
It's pretty cool. That's the first of the Mortal Kombat figures I've ever got. So not officially part of G.I. Joe, I think. Or were they? I can't remember.
I guess it depends on who you ask.
Yeah, I guess. I also got Street Fighter Guile. There he is.
Nice.
Yep. Which is one of the last two that I needed from that run of Street Fighter Joes. The other one I needed was this guy. E Honda.
How did you get an action figure of me?
So, funny thing about this is he's got. I put a bit of coat hanger wire on his back because if you take this off, his leg won't stay down.
Oh,
So I've done a Kiwi's G.I. Joe Customs, and I've just rigged a bit of coat hanger wire so his leg stays down.
I guess he's got that action feature to him.
Yeah, and it's broken. And I looked up online, like there's a bit on his tank about repairing him, but there's no way to actually get into that body because it's fully enclosed. So so I just thought outside the box. I thought, what would Kiwi do? And
Well,
and here we are.
Here's a bit of advice on how to get into that body.
Yep.
Where there's a hammer, there's a way.
Yeah.
And I've also I did something pretty silly today.
Silly or awesome?
Well, let me just because it's a bit of a mess down here.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good, mate.
Look like you're having fits.
I'm okay. I'm okay. Everyone knows I've got a He-Man. I've got one He-Man.
Woo-woo.
That's usually up there on the shelf. I've had him for a while now. But after dropping my wife off at work this morning, I went to the toy store on the way home, and I found a whole bunch of stuff on sale. So I come home with the Battle Cat.
Nice.
Your He-Man's got to have a battle cat.
Yeah, absolutely. So he was $10 American.
Not bad.
Yep. Equivalent of $10 American, because $10 American is about $400 Australian. And also I got this guy. Zodak. He was $5 American. So there's that guy. And
That's
I got
pretty cool Zodiac.
and I got this young lady. This is Katra. She was $5 American as well. So
she's part of the horde. Love it.
Yeah. So I've done really well. And then after that, because I had a couple of hours to spare before I went off to football this afternoon, I sent Casey a message and asked him which one of the Netflix shows I should watch, and he told me Revelation. He-Man Masters of the Universe Revelation. I started watching that. I got halfway through episode 3, and it's really good. In episode 3, in walks Roboto, and I had Roboto when I was a kid. So when Roboto walked in, I was just like, "Oh my god, I need a Roboto!" I blame you, Casey.
I'm an enabler.
This is your fault. This is all
they're
your
cool
fault.
toys. 30 points of articulation.
Yeah.
They look great.
Absolutely. I got to admit, like, what what is Hasbro doing? Like Mattel, you're just smashing it. You were smashing it. These are
It's still selling it,
everywhere.
yeah.
These are everywhere, and they're a good price. Like
Mm-hmm.
you know, and there's a TV series to boot. So, you know, they've ensured the longevity of the line by doing what they've done. It's amazing. So, full credit to them. And
So
that's me.
Lil says cricket season must be over.
Yes, it is over. Thank heavens, because I'm getting too old for that. Getting way too old for cricket. I don't know why I still
So-
play.
Asked
So
if that
wrong.
was a toy mate deal.
Yes, Toy Mate I went to.
Cool.
Yeah, they had some other ones there. I think they had too bad, too bad,
Yeah.
and clawful.
Oh,
Too bad
Clawful's
and clawful.
awesome.
Yeah, and this other one like Skelly God or something. I think Skelly God was on sale, but I wasn't real sure what that one was, so it didn't really ring a bell.
I think it's maybe in the first season or beginning of second season, you'll know who it is.
Yeah. Okay, all right, no worries. Yeah, so I didn't roll the dice on them, but hey, there's always tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I mean that's the thing is I can go into any toy store around here and find I would recommend, Ronnie, if you're going to,
Yeah.
cherry pick, do some of this stuff, stay in one line, Masterverse. Because I have an issue where I get Masterverse, I go back and find the classics, I find the vintage, and I do the origins. So I'm always coming up with some kind of Motu figure or something.
I might have buggered that up already though, because I don't think this is a Masterverse Battle Cat.
No, it's an
That's
origin.
Origins.
Yeah. So there's an oversized Battle Cat you can buy, but this is the only one they had.
It's still cool,
I mean,
man.
Yeah, he works on that. He just looks, maybe he's riding Cringer and not the Battle Cat.
This is the Masterverse.
Oh wow, yeah. Well, no, I mean, yeah, that's the right size, but I feel like this is what I know the Battle Cat to look like from my youth. So,
right. I mean, that's just because it's more of the, like I say, the origins, and that's cool.
Yeah.
I got that one too. I think it looks great.
Yeah. The TV series is so cool though. Did you know that Darth Vader is Skeletor's dad?
Yeah. Yeah, they get all kinds of voices on there.
Yep. Bit of Game of Thrones kicking around.
Yeah, a couple Game of Thrones on there, and the voice
Buffy.
of Stevedore in the first I think it's second episode.
Yeah,
that was Jason Mewes from
okay.
Played Jay and Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah, I think I want to have a look. And obviously Buffy, the Vampire Slayer, is Teela. Yeah. So thanks for that, Casey.
So
Totally
Battle
interesting.
Cat is a great companion for Tiger Force Jinx. Yes,
Indeed.
True.
it would be cool.
Indeed.
So
Now, that should be the end of our Motu section of the G.I. podcast.
Ronnie, a while ago you said you was looking for more worms. You was wanting to get more worms.
Worms is one G.I. Joe that you can't name your dog after.
Well, if you keep playing with crickets, you'll have worms.
Yeah. You keep cracking that joke, and none of us laugh, man.
I laugh.
Well, that's the main thing.
Yeah. So, do you know what a vegan zombie eats?
Oh no! Casey, make him stop. Make him stop.
I've tried.
Grains.
Oh man.
Okay, I'm stopping.
Hey, you know that joke that I cracked about not being able to call your dog worms?
Yeah.
That's a pretty rough joke. That one. Casey, make me stop.
And that is the end of the dad joke section of podcast today. All right. So me and Eric always try to come up with a topic for the next show, either Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
And I will 100% agree. I think Eric jokes are the root cause of my internet issues. Yes.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
Yeah. Eric's jokes are banned in Australia.
And I was thinking, man, we love doing the lists. The lists are fun.
Oh.
So your dad jokes a hillbilly stream? No. No. Thanks for the idea, but no.
Do one of those ones where you're not allowed to laugh, you know? If you crack
Not
up
gonna be
your
a
laugh.
He was succeeding the whole thing. That's the bad part about it.
And we decided that, and I don't have any of these figures. I didn't even know some of them existed.
No.
So, we went to Eric sent me a link to yojo.com. And full disclosure, that's where I'm going off of.
Me too.
It says 1997. I went off that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But after doing this list, there is a few figures I will look for.
Yeah.
Next month. It's already next month. Joe Fest is next month.
Oh yeah.
You got your ticket yet, Ronnie? You and Adam?
Go on, Casey.
Hey, let's just shoot for 2026.
All right.
Let's shoot for 2026. Lilith says, 2026, saving up money already. I think it's a great idea for everybody. And we can hang out with all our Australian friends.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That would be awesome.
Absolutely.
But the bad part about doing this list is I don't have figures to hold up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't either.
But it should be fun.
Yeah. I say Ronnie's probably got a passel of them.
Yeah, I actually have one from 1997. Obviously, you would have seen on my channel a couple of weeks ago, I did a video on the G.I. Joes from this lost era of the late 90s, early 2000s. And I've got quite a few in the cabinet, and the video's gone nuts. Obviously people are keen to know about them. Thanks for watching it if you've watched it. But from 1997, I've only got one figure, and it's Snowjob. It's this guy. There he is. So I don't have any of the other ones, but I do want some of the other ones, and the reason is G.I. Joe was starting to experiment with paint apps in this era. So whilst a lot of these figures are repaints, the paint apps that they were using had obviously improved or were a little bit more creative, a little bit more technically advanced. So they've got this smoke effect or this splatter effect, or maybe they were using some sort of machine to paint figures that was a bit different to what they were doing in the 80s. But the paint job on these 1997 figures just take them to another level. Which I suppose we'll get into.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, and also full disclosure, I don't know if these were singles, come in 2-packs, 3-packs. I have no clue.
Yeah.
But I will know because I will hunt down some of these.
Yeah.
Well, I do know the Snake Eyes, Storm Shadow, Lady J was a 3-pack.
Yeah.
Destro, Cobra Commander, Baroness was a 3-pack. I know that. And the 3 Snow Job. What's the other 2?
Iceberg and
that was
Frostbite.
That was a 3-pack. I had all of these guys at one time. I'm down to one, and I kind of regret selling them. I sold them a few years back to build up my 80s Joes, because I always flip my hobby, use my hobby to fund my hobby. Let me say it that way.
Absolutely.
And I regret, because I had the the set with all the OG guys in it. What's it called?
Stars and
Stars and
Stripes.
Stripes Forever.
Yep.
I wish I'd kept that set, man. But they were great. Most of them were 3-packs, and then like the Viper, Duke came with a Silver Mirage. Viper came with a Flight Pod, and then of course Gung Ho came with the Slugger, recolor ride Slugger.
Yep.
Hawk and Ace came with the A10, which was the repaint of the Rattler Joe colors. So yeah, they were so. I don't think any were individual cards. I could be wrong there, but the ones I've mentioned, I know that's how they came. Yeah, they were a cool set, man. All of them
Sounds like it. Yeah, something to look for. You know, I think that's the reason I don't show off a lot of Joe stuff now, is because I thought I had everything I wanted. Now I'm wrong.
Same here, brother.
So doing this is, good for me. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe not, because I tend to buy stuff.
Me too.
And Rachel, no, we've not done a favorite Joe's from 2000 to 2005.
It's coming.
It's coming, I'm sure. Yeah. I like lists because they keep us focused, because I have a tendency to go all over the place.
Yeah.
But,
rabbit holes.
Yeah. I just like to have fun.
Yeah.
But that's a great idea.
Absolutely.
All right. So we'll start with, we'll do 5 to 1 like we always do.
Yep.
Podcast from the pit style. Do you want to go first with your number 5, Eric? Then we'll just work our way around.
Boss. Can do. So,
and everybody feel free to play along. I love reading what you guys think.
So my number 5 is Lady J version 2. And she would have been higher, but I've actually had this figure not too long ago, and I traded her off, and I did my own version of her in a custom. But the way they painted her up, I loved it. The black and gray, it was really cool. I dig it. But they changed the plastic on her, and her plastic was real flexible, and I was afraid I was going to snap her arms off whenever I moved her arms and stuff around. So that's the only reason why she's not higher on the list.
Yeah, I've never held any of these figures, so I don't know anything about their construction. I just know that at least by this set, they didn't have the big shoulders yet.
Yeah. But
or the linebacker Joes.
they just feel a bit softer. Like
they
don't feel as hard. I mean, I could argue it's an improvement. But yeah, no, I love them. I love them.
Oh yeah, that's a nice set.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
Lucky.
Eric, were you done? I'm sorry, buddy.
I'm done. Your turn. Go ahead.
Well, my number 5 was a toss-up. I guess I'll say my honorable mention. I kicked out of the top 5 spot was Duke. I love the Duke. I love his colors. I love the visor. I've got a thing for those clear visors from the 80, 82, 83 Joes. But I went with number 5. I went with Lady J as well. Same figure, Eric. I just like the Night Ops look to her.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, and I had this 3-pack, but I never opened it. So when I sold it, it was still, mint in the package. So I never got to hold her in my hands, like, feel the plastic and all. But yeah, man, I thought she was cool. I thought, not that I didn't like her green outfit, but I thought when they released her, I thought, well, this is neat, because, a lot more of the night operations kind of style to me is cool.
Yeah.
And but that's my number 5 is Lady J as well.
Nice. And Lilith, I'm not sure what figures were con figures. If they come out in 97, feel free to put them in your list.
Yep.
Our rules are not hard and fast. They're flexible.
Because we're
Plus,
rebels.
you might be telling me something that I don't know, and I might have to go try to find. So, yeah, feel free to put a 97 on there.
Yep.
My number 5 is Destro. It was a red Destro. So, yeah, I just thought it was just a unique colorways. I think every other Destro we'd had until that point had been black. So to get a red version, something different, and I suppose it's a credit to Destro himself that he looked pretty cool in red as well as he did in black. So, and obviously he was the inspiration behind the Profit Director dude as well. So, yeah, number 5 for me was Destro.
Nice.
Gentlemen, I think it's the first few that they released in that 3-pack was the actual original Pimp Daddy Destro. And if you can find that O-ring Pimp Daddy Destro, you're sitting on a good fortune there.
Absolutely. Yep.
So I've never seen one in person. I've seen them on
Right.
eBay. But what I read was they were some of the first ones that released that 3-pack was the Pimp Daddy colors.
Yeah. They've taken on almost a mythical sort of reputation. I think some people don't believe they actually exist, but yeah, they're around. So yeah,
I hadn't seen one with my own eyes in person, but
yeah, I've never seen one either. Yeah.
Me neither. You know where you could probably find one at, Ronnie?
I doubt that.
You never know. Some people have like really expensive Joes in those glass
Really?
cases. Yes.
I will engage in the conversation on this occasion. I'd be very surprised if there was one there.
I've never seen one, but I mean, you'd be surprised what you can find there.
Yeah.
How much would it go for? Would that be 4 figures?
I am on eBay right now. There's a 1997 AFA 90 graded Pimp Daddy Destro. They're asking $22,499 for it.
Holy cats!
Yeah, there's several on here. Let me. I mean, I'll never own one unless I find him at a thrift store or something.
Win Powerball.
So that's crazy. There's several on there for sale, but that's unreal, man.
Yeah. $22,000.
So since they're doing that for $22,000, I got a custom hillbilly. I'll sell him for half of that.
Man, that's tempting.
Good morning, Lawrence.
I will sell my custom hillbilly for half of that. Since I didn't do some of the work on it. I didn't do the head on it, so that's why he's half off.
I just want to go ahead and thank Lawrence for the Toy Talk episode that he recorded with me. Pretty proud of it. I thought it went really well. It was a lot of fun.
That was a good episode.
So I hope more people check it out because it was a lot of fun. So I guess it's my turn.
Yep.
Yeah.
Stalker version 6. I know at first glance it doesn't look any different from version 1, but I like Stalker.
Yeah.
And I always, if I see a Stalker, he's probably going to be on my list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it would be pretty cool to get that one.
Yeah. Yeah. I was talking about the paint before. The paint on that Stalker, like, it's really intricate. Like, it's really detailed.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, processes had improved by that time, and they could get that camo pattern in really cleanly, really, really minutely. It's really cool.
Yeah.
So, my number 4. Was you done, Casey?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. That you do, Lawrence. You do make some great content, done figures and whatnot.
And Eric, you got an offer on your custom hillbilly. 50 cents.
Nope.
That's 50 more cents you'd have for Joe Fest.
Oh, that hurts.
And Lilith's Australian too, so that's a quarter in your language.
Oh, that's a kick to the shins.
Ronnie's always here to bring you up.
Well, guys, I'm out of here. Everybody in the crowd cheers. Yeah, he's gone. My number 4 is Baroness version 2. They did a really good improvement on her. I still like the black on her, but that is such a good sculpt on her. I mean, they knocked it out of the park whenever they sculpted that figure.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was one of
And
the best sculpts in early Joe history
yeah,
for sure.
I don't know why they couldn't do a better head sculpt on the other women. Like CoverGirl's
yeah.
supposed to be beautiful, and she looks like she fell through an out of a ugly tree and hit every branch on the way down. And
There's a Scarlet in that 1997 lineup as well, and no
yeah,
changes.
and
Pretty,
I'm like,
old style Scarlet. Yeah.
good night. That's an ugly figure. Uglier
Ronnie,
than
you see your
mud.
question there?
Why am I so quiet in here, unlike the streamathon? Well, that's because Lawrence gave us the graveyard shift. So Adam and I had to come on and really shake things up, and we did, to the point where I think we tired Lawrence out because he had to go to bed afterwards. So he only streamed for 27 hours of his 36-hour streamathon because Adam and I clearly just just expended the last of his energy. So sorry about that, Lawrence.
But
My
yeah,
turn, Eric.
Baroness
I'm sorry,
version
go ahead.
2, she's pretty tight. So, all right, James.
Oh, well, one more statement here on the Destro. I just found the 3-pack that's never been opened for sale. Eric, you could get this one, $49,999 with 116 watchers
Oh my goodness.
on eBay. Yeah, those guys out of my range. Look, I love the Stalker. I actually picked up the Stalker and Grunt in at a thrift store a few years back, and that's before I knew anything about what the 97 Joes were. And it was a toss-up to be on the list, but I went with the Snake Eyes. I like the black with the gray highlights. I don't know why. It just kind of jumps out at me. He's such a plain figure. And I love Snake Eyes. I love, don't fall out with me, community, but I love the pre-Ninja Snake Eyes as well.
Yeah.
Me too.
I'm 83 guy, 82, 83. I just loved it. And this is kind of, even though this one came with a sword, there's no place to put the sword. So he looks, to me, it's just like the 83 figure redone. But I don't know what it was about the gray highlights with the web belt and all, it just kind of made him pop for me. But that's my number 4.
Nice.
Beautiful. My number 4 was also Snake Eyes. So I totally agree, James. For the reasons that you've just highlighted, the grey highlights just lift the figure again. But for me, it also raises a whole bunch of questions about how G.I. Joe got to be G.I. Joe. Like, obviously, the Snake Eyes story from the OG 1982 lineup is a legendary story. They cut costs and didn't paint the figure. And for some reason, that became the figure that would lead the charge for G.I. Joe for the next 15 years or whatever. One wonders whether if they did actually put those grey highlights on the 1982, 1983 version, would it have done as well? So I like pondering on questions like that. So hence number 4 is 1997 Snake Eyes for me as well.
Now, wasn't there 2?
Yeah.
For 97?
There's a version 8.
Gray highlight, and what was the highlights of the other one?
It's got like splashes of brown on the belt and has a gray visor. There's one that was in the Stars and Stripes, and then there's a regular release that came with Lady J and Storm Shadow.
Let me have a look. I can't say it popped out at me if I only saw the one.
You're going to go buy that Pimp Daddy, ain't you?
Yes, there was 2, and they're very similar. Yeah.
Yeah, as I said, there wasn't much difference in them, but
yeah,
the one definitely had the gray that stood out more.
Yeah, well, they both got gray, but one of them has brown elements on some of the the
Pouches.
utilities on his belt, on pouches,
Yeah.
on his pants as well. So
Yeah.
Mine's
that's probably
mine's the
why.
one I like. Is the one with the Lady J. It's the
Yeah.
3-pack. That's the one I was
Yeah.
referring to. Sorry about
Yeah.
that, fellas.
No,
It's
it's all
okay.
right.
That's
A
cool.
little bit more clarity there. So
No,
There's,
You
they're
need
both
to
so
tighten up
similar.
things.
Yeah, it's
One's
hardly a
1A,
difference.
one's 1B. So
yeah,
I guess I should say
hardly a
version
difference.
8.
Version
Tighten it
8.
up.
Yep. Version 8 and version 9. Unreal. Thanks for pointing that out, Eric.
Eh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know
Pretty
where I
good.
can find both of them.
yeah,
at
Maybe.
Joe Fest.
Stop it.
Augusta, Georgia.
my
At the
number
Marriott.
4 is Lady J version 2. I really like the change from that lime green to her uniform there.
Mhm.
So, just got an eBay alert. Maybe just getting ready to buy that Pimp Daddy. But that is my number 4. I think she looks really good.
Stars and Stripes Zap is cool too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, there's all of those OG figures they recolored. Again, makes you wonder how they would have gone in 1982. Yeah,
Yeah. So my number 3.
that's a no. I don't cosplay anything. If I do that, my wife will divorce me. If I cosplay anything.
My number. I thought about getting me a pair of bibbed overalls and going as a little hillbilly, but get a blue hat. And my wife's like, "You're not buying bibs."
I'm amazed you don't have a set already, mate.
I do have a set. Larry.
So good to
Papa
see you,
Bear.
Larry.
Hey, Larry.
I do have a pair, but they're stained with ink from where I've worked at a newspaper office for a while. And they're like 20 some years old and they've got
All this-
holes in them.
All
You
this
can fit
hillbilly
into 'em?
Huh?
shit.
You can still fit into them.
Yeah.
They're 20 years old.
Yeah.
Man, I can't fit. I've outgrown my clothes from 20 years ago.
Well, I bought them a size big 20 years ago. That way I could wear my regular clothes under them and not get stained up. But anyhow, meanwhile, back at the ranch, number 3.
There was a rustle in the bushes. Hey,
Yes.
Russell, get out of the bushes.
Little Jimmy fell in the well. Alley Viper version 4.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I like the
that's-
purple camo
Yeah.
thing going on. I'm not real
Yep.
crazy about the visor. It folds down on the face.
Hmm.
But it's a great looking figure. It's a great update to that figure. So
Yep.
that is my number 4.
Yeah,
Sweet.
it is a cool
Three.
looking figure.
That was your number 3, right, Eric?
All right, yeah, 3. Sorry. It's been a long week, guys.
I understand, man. That's what makes sure I'm in the right spot.
Yep.
Well, number 3 for me is a figure that was one of my favorite in the OG. I don't know what it is. I love the concept of mortars. And so I love this short fuse and the fact that he's more than just a mortar guy. If you notice in the set, he's a heavy weapons guy. He comes with a mortar and a bazooka. He comes with both. Him and Zap both come with the same bazooka. So I took one of my favorite from the OG 13, and I like the colors on his uniform, and in fact now he has a bazooka and a mortar, so he's definitely my number 3 short fuse.
Beautiful.
I'm pretty sure they're not parachute pants.
And he's got a clear visor, so
Gotta have a clear
parachute
visor.
pants.
Yeah.
Number 3 for me was the Baroness. Just an awesome recolor. Yeah, testament to how good a sculpt it was. The fact that you could go and paint it royal blue and still look just as good. So, yeah, I think Eric touched on it before. She's an awesome figure and awesome in blue as well. So, yep.
My number 3 is Destro version 5. And it's a cool looking figure. It'd probably be higher if it, I don't know. I've always loved Destro as a character. And I think it's a good update just to keep that character going. And, he's my number 3. I would like to put him higher, but the ones before it, I think are better.
Easy.
So down to number 2. Dun dun dun. And my number 2 is Snake Eyes version 2 or version 8. Sorry.
Version 2,
Yes,
1985.
version 2. I'm going back a few years.
Yep.
But
Catch up
version
12 years,
8,
mate.
I like the splashes of color that they put on him. That really makes him pop. So, and it's hard to do an improvement on an almost perfect figure the way it was. But whenever they started throwing little touches of color, and then they painted the dynamite pack on his leg and stuff like that, that really
Good morning,
turned my crank.
Cobweb. Ronnie, he does some amazing Motu reviews. You need to check him out.
Okay. I wonder if I am subscribed to him. I'll have a look.
If you're not, you should be. His reviews are awesome.
And
And
let's see how good a human being I am if I am subscribed to him or not already. Let's have a look.
he's actually reviewed some stuff that I didn't think I would be going for. And when he shows them off and he talks about them, I ended up buying them. So it's great to see you here, Cobweb.
Welcome.
I
to the
am
pit.
subscribed already.
Watch those reviews.
All right,
It's a really nice channel.
Yeah. Will do. That's cool. Yeah, he just reviewed Zodiac 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So, yeah. There he is. Good work.
Cobweb, they're all true, buddy. All true.
And they're a good length too. They're all sort of, all his videos, 10, 12 minutes. I love that, just enough for the commute in the morning. So, yeah, it's cool. Beautiful.
And I threw it up there, but Rachel's number 2 is V5 Storm Shadow.
It's a good looking figure.
It is.
It's a really good update on the version 1.
So is my number 2, my turn, Eric. You gave yours, didn't you?
Yep.
Yeah, Snake Eye. I'm going to go with Baroness. Don't know why. I like the figure. I like the paint. I like the color of the blue, with black. And so definitely the only Cobra on my list. I'll go ahead and let you know that. So it's Baroness.
Beautiful. Number 2 for me was Stalker, just for the reasons that I've mentioned before. Stalker, as Casey said, great figure to start with, but the fact that they managed to get such minute detail in that new camo sort of setup, say what you want about it, whether you like it or not, that just it really sort of signified what Joe could have been if it continued past 1994. So it's a bit of a sad story in some respects, but that Stalker's a really nice figure. I might go looking for him too.
Yeah.
You know where you could probably get him?
eBay with Pimp Daddy Destros going for
There you
$11,000. Yeah.
So my number 2 is Baroness version 2. But I mean, the blue is amazing. We know that she looked great in black. But with this mold, she would look good and replace the blue with the red, purple, yellow. It's just a great mold.
Yep.
And
Hot pink.
Yep. She would look good like that too. She is an amazing figure. And I love it. It's my number 2.
It's a good
Definitely
figure.
on my hunt list. I will find that. Hopefully not
Well,
the $13,000, but
Look,
my number one will be something I look for at Joe Fest.
morning, Cody.
Hey, Cody.
hey, Cody.
And that is Torpedo version 2.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah.
That is a great looking figure. I love the paint. He looks stealthy. It's just I like the red pin stripes that go
Yeah.
down him.
Yep.
It's a great looking figure. So,
Oh yeah.
and
Definitely.
I had Torpedo back as a kid, and I didn't appreciate him that much. I played with him like he was a ninja for some reason. I guess because of the mask.
Hmm.
And whenever I got him, it was a ninja craze going on. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but that's my number one.
Cool.
Yeah, that's
a great
a
list.
very good list there, Eric. And I'm going to follow that up with Torpedo is my number one.
Holy cats, you got him.
The only one I have left from '97. But
Good night.
I the only knock I had on the boat was to be a night landing boat. The stickers are awful bright on it.
Yeah.
Decals. But it's I'm like you, Eric. I love the dark color on the suit. I love the red pinstripe outline. It was just a great figure. Matter of fact, a friend of mine here in Mobile, I bought that lot from him here a month or so ago of Vintage Joe's. He had all his from his childhood. Never played with him outside. He actually had this set here. I picked it up, and he's got the snow set. I'm going to pick up from him next week for $20. It's two of the three snow guys. So, I bought. Lord, it's been it's a couple years before COVID. I went over to about an hour from here, picked up a lot of 80s Joes from a guy I was buying, and he had all this 97 stuff. So the 3-packs were never been opened. The Stars and Stripes never been opened. I picked this stuff up, and I mean, I gave like $25 for the Stars and Stripes set, $10 for the 3-packs, had the A10 Thunderbolt, $50. And I just brought that home and said, well, I'm going to sell this so I could get more money to buy more 80s Joes. And I sold it for pennies on the dollars. Didn't realize in a couple of 3 or 4 years that stuff was going to go through the roof, man. It's one of those things you just kick yourself in the back of the head for,
You probably had that Pip Daddy.
No, I didn't have that one. I don't know. I don't think I did, Lord. I don't even want to think about that. I get nauseated thinking about that. But that was just that stuff, like the Target release of the Tiger Rat, remember, here a few years back, same time frame, a little afterwards. I had all those things, man, in the box, and I sold them for like $75 because I paid 25, 40, 50 for some of them from the same guy. Didn't think there was anything to them. There wasn't at the time. And then after the Netflix show came out, all this stuff went through the roof, man. I'm like, what did I do? Why didn't I just hold on to this stuff,
Yep.
And now I want it for my collection.
Right.
I want it for my personal collection. So, that's one of those moments you look back. Did you guys ever see ever look at the A10 they made, the Thunderbolt, the repaint of the Cobra Rattler from '97?
No.
I've got a picture of it. I don't know if you can see it good, but that lighting's not too good.
Nah.
So anyway, it's there it is. It was camouflage, has a sharp mouth. There it is. But anyway, check it out and you get a chance, man. It's a cool repaint of the Rattler. It's got the sharp mouth on it. I actually had it here last year and sold it. So I don't know what I was thinking, man.
Man, I wish I could find Joe stuff like that here.
I found it on Facebook Market, but it was missing the panels and it was missing all the weapons. So a guy sold me a set of Rattler missiles. Just had the Cobra markings and the blue panels off the Rattler to put on it. And I still sold that Joker for over $100 probably. But I found out that the rockets that came with this one, they're very rare. The missiles, they're hard to find. They're rare because they were different plastic and they broke real easy. So to find one of those from '97 and with the complete missiles and rockets, bombs with it is harder than you can find with a Rattler because of the fact they're brittle. Something I found out trying to repair that one, So guys were telling me, different groups I was in on Facebook. I said, okay, but it's a cool repaint, dude. It's a really nice repaint.
So Lilith has a question. What are your thoughts? All you guys' thoughts on Sergeant Savage line? I don't have any, so I can't give it.
I've got a couple pieces of it. I have the Grizzly tank or Grizzly Jeep, and it's still in the box. I've never assembled it.
Crash likes it.
Yeah. I have 5 of the figures, and I like because World War II kind of nostalgia. I love I've done quite a few pictures with them on my Instagram with some of my World War II vehicles. I love it. And actually, you could probably complete that whole run, for less than $300 or $400. I mean, they only made 3 vehicles: the tank, the Grizzly, and the P-40 airplane with a propeller plane. And I think there's about 8 or 9 figures, and it's not bad because I've thought about completing the whole run of it. So I like it. The articulation is different, or the way the body mold is, a little bit taller than the regular Joes. But I like them. I mean, I enjoy collecting them. I plan to add more to my collection, maybe at Joe Fest. So I can't let my wife hear that.
Yep.
So,
that was also on my bingo card for tonight. Lilith would ask a mildly unrelated question in the chat. Thank you, Lilith.
But they're always great questions.
Yeah,
that's the
thing. Yeah. My number 1 is Lady J, boys, and hear me out. Lady J, being a central character in the line, Lady J as a vintage collector is a somewhat begrudging purchase. You need to have Lady J because she's a central character, but the figure itself isn't in many top 10 lists. Let's be honest. I mean, you have to have her because she's Lady J, but then if she wasn't Lady J, I don't think many of us would buy her. 1997 made Lady J really cool, so bringing her out in that black and grey sort of setup, all of a sudden turned her into a really cool figure. So that's why she's my number 1. It was just, she was just a simple repaint. She was transformed and became more special to me than just someone who was a key character in the cartoon and the comic book. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think it's the lime green that turns me off of the original figure, because even in the Sunbow comics, she wasn't wearing a lime green. She had a green shirt, darker pants. I mean, even they knew that was kind of silly.
I think they was shooting for an olive drab, and they kind of missed the mark.
Yep, it would have been a better one. It would have been a nicer figure if it was olive drab.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but
it's good custom.
Yeah.
And that figure's got so much detail on it as well, because she's got an ankle pistol, or ankle holster with a small pistol in it, and it's a good figure.
There's a couple flaws with that figure. Like we said, the lime green is a turn off. I would have liked her better with a regular weapon, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Like I said, I like my Cobras to be fantastically just ridiculous, but I want my Joes to be more realistic, and that is not realistic. I'm okay with the camera because of her, her skill set. That's great. Have that, but have a real weapon, not a javelin.
All right. I will tell you, Casey, to bear that point out, when they did the retro line here couple years back, the 3 3/4 4-inch, to me, she was my favorite figure of that line, which I don't have those anymore. I already cleared them out, but I thought the weapon she came with was great, and I just thought overall she was a good figure. But I'm with you, man. What is a spear? Is that a spear gun or is that a javelin gun? I mean, what is javelin that she has?
Right.
I mean, how does that go against anti-personnel or anti-armor? I don't know. Sunbow, she could do amazing stuff with it.
Yeah.
So
Well,
Storm Shadow could
this
beat
is
up a tank.
the one I
Oh,
did.
that's nice. That's nice. I like that, Eric.
And then
Yeah.
backpack's got so much detail in it. So,
That's a cool one there, brother.
well, thank you. And I gave her a realistic weapon.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But yeah, I mean,
Casey,
those are
we
the.
didn't get.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying we didn't get your number one, did we?
No, I haven't done it yet.
Okay.
oh, sorry.
Drum roll.
I'm so sorry. I was just going on and on. Poor Casey, I
Yeah.
cut him off.
There's no Airborne in 1997, so I don't know what
No.
Casey's going to do.
No, only in '83.
That's on my bingo card.
So, my number one is where I play loose with the rules.
Yeah.
Is I put Blizzard version 2, Iceberg version 3, and Snow Job version 2 together because I love. Yes, I think that looks so cool, and I would love to get that as a set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was when we decided we were going to do 97, and I pulled that up and saw those. I was like, that's instantly my number one. Instantly. I think it's so cool.
It's a really cool set.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Yeah, Lady Jane's a great character. It's just they didn't do her any favors with that first figure.
No.
And the sculpt's great. I think sculpt's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's just
Face needs to be a little bit more.
you put her next to Scarlet and CoverGirl.
Oh,
great.
yeah.
It's all about perspective.
Yeah. CoverGirl fell off an ugly tree, and Scarlet just ran through an ugly forest and hit every tree in the forest.
Crash
Face
says the
first.
best Lady J is the Hall of Fame 12-inch. Super rare. Nice.
Oh,
Never
wow.
seen it.
I really did hurt 12-inch.
Yeah, well, if anybody knows, it'd be Crash. He's got a ton of 12-inch Joes.
Yeah. We need to get him on here talking.
Yeah, we
12
want to
inch.
get him on and talk about 12-inch Joes because that's where I'm lacking knowledge, definitely. That's why
Yeah.
this episode's fun for me because I have no knowledge of these figures, and now I want to.
Yeah.
We need to do a G.I. Joe Extreme episode.
That's one I don't know anything about. I
Me
remember
neither.
this extreme. Yeah, they
Yeah, Extreme. Wow.
because that was after Savage, wasn't it? I believe after
May have been.
Sergeant Savage line was extreme. I'm not sure. I was a senior in '93, and I was still buying Joes. I think the last Joe I bought was the buffed up Cobra Commander with a red face mask.
Yeah.
And you could some of them you could see the eyebrows and the white eyes were painted, and some weren't. I still actually have that figure from my high school years when the girls went looking. I was buying Joe figures. So, but anyway, that was a 97 was a great year, man. I think it's some cool stuff. I love that, like I say, the repaints of the Slugger and Gung Ho looks good. This was a tough list for me. I do know one thing, that Lady J and Baroness made all of our lists.
Yeah.
So they were
no one said the Viper as well. The Viper was an honorable mention for me.
Yeah.
Again, that Viper is a weird color, but a testament to how good a sculpt it is.
It
looked okay. Yeah. So yeah.
I don't remember what the
98.
flight pod. 98.
Yeah. I think there's a 98. They changed the Vipers over in 98. I think it's 98. And they're not called Vipers anymore. They're just called Troopers.
Interesting.
I did a sneak peek into the next page on yojoe.com last night.
Of course you did.
Yeah. I was like, what's up next?
You dirty dog, you.
Next week, we're not doing 98. We're going to do the show with Wes.
Yeah.
Yes. Forgot about that.
But we can do 98 the week after.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, 98. Yeah. I've got some of the 98 figures. But that's the one that has the ace with the gray
See you, Wes.
Take
See you,
care,
Wes.
Wes.
Thanks
See you,
for
Wes.
stopping in.
Oh yeah, man, that was a good year. Vipra with the Cobra Stinger. Yeah, some heavy hitters in '98.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to have to look into that. I got 2 weeks. I did my list today for today.
Yeah. I did it last night.
Well, to be fair, I did go through and snap some pictures, some screenshots yesterday at work.
He's
And I
putting a
put them
shopping
in
list
my order
together.
today.
I sat down with a post-it note last night on my lunch break, and I wrote down I had 6, and it killed me to cut the Viper, but it was still a solid list. Great figures that year.
Look us in the eyes. Where was Duke at on that list?
He never even came up.
Come on, man.
I looked at him once. I was like, "What a horrible figure! What a crappy character!" I mean,
Oh,
I like Duke. I think Duke's a
I
good
love
character.
Duke, man. Duke's fantastic, dude.
reaching for the bingo card again.
Boy.
That Duke was number 6 on mine.
Oh, he didn't even get close. That Duke is one I would get like a M80 and strap him to it and just light him up.
Now I would tell you, I did like the I think it's about 90, maybe 93 when they did the desert color Duke with a helmet. So that's already
Yeah.
That was that Flint.
It was.
They did a Flint with a helmet.
No, I'm talking about the Duke. He was
Yeah.
he was one of those battle
Oh
Rotor
yeah,
core.
Rode a
Yeah.
rocket launcher.
Yeah, has rocket, has all the different figures. It's a Duke. It's got like a desert camouflage uniform, but its helmet's molded on his head. It doesn't come off.
Yeah.
Yes, I like that one, man.
I like
thought he
that
was
one
so
too.
cool.
that's one of Adam's favorite figures.
It burns
Nice.
my eyes just to look at it.
It's pretty cool.
You should cosplay as Duke, Eric, for JoeCon.
Nah.
Desert Storm Duke. There
Yes,
we go.
yeah, Desert Storm Duke Crash. That's it.
That's Desert Flint.
Yeah,
Put this
that's
aside for you. Put this aside for you, Eric. So
Oh, thank you, man. You gonna bring it to me at Joe
some-
Fest?
somehow. I'll get it to you somehow. Somehow. We'll figure something out. Because I got to send T-shirts your way too.
Yeah, that could be
Larry.
Skid Mark.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm gonna save that for Larry. He's got to be Skid Mark.
Absolutely.
And Ronnie, I gotta say that is a great shirt you're wearing today.
Like that one?
Yep.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
He's a good dude, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
He is. He is the
He's-
MacGyver of the Joe community.
Yeah.
Crash said he's thinking about going as Naga Hide at Joe Fest.
You better start working on those abs, Crash.
That's what keeps me from going and cosplay as my abs.
I have an
Never
ab.
seen my abs.
Does that count?
Well,
I don't have abs.
I don't.
I've got ab.
No
I'm
six
more
pack here, just a
E-Honda.
big keg.
Yeah, that's me.
That's me.
More E-Honda than Norga.
I could go as E Honda for Joe Fest.
Yeah, but I don't think I could wear the diaper with a G string in the back. I think that.
Yeah, exactly. They're going
I'll
to let
do
you
it.
in a Mawashi.
They kicked me out of that place, man.
So as we end the stream, which I'm horrible at ending streams, I think we've established that. Ronnie,
Oh man.
James, I want to thank you guys for coming on
Yeah.
today.
Hey,
Had a good
man, I
time.
appreciate it. I've had
This is
I've
a
had a
blast.
You're
Always-
a bad influence, Casey. You're a bad.
I'm that type of friend, Ronnie.
Yeah. No, you're beautiful. You're very handsome.
Whoa now.
And on that, I want to thank everybody in the chat. Thank you very much. Had a great time. And we will see you back here in 1 week, hopefully, because we got a special show with our friend Wes, Joe Hunter 73.
Awesome.
Cool.
and it should be a good time. And thanks, everybody. And if you're not currently subscribed, please subscribe.
Yep.
Oh, I can't go without this Motu for the masses. That's right. I'm going to leave that up as I end the stream.